Guts is a stud, a mortal being who regularly fights and defeats immortal apostles in the Berserk universe. He is listed at 6'8", 253 pounds. I'm no Greg Doucette, and Jesus Christ do I not want to be, but I'd eyeball his body fat percentage to sit around 8 to 10%. Guts' strengths, according to the community of fine and presumably exceptionally physically fit contributors to the Berserk wiki, include peak human condition, superhuman conditioning, definitely needed the distinction there, and an indomitable will. Also, one of his weaknesses is the Beast of Darkness, which I don't know, kind of sounds like a strength to me. This begs the question, how in the Kentucky Fried Fuck did he get so huge and ripped? This begs a second question, how can I be like him? This begs a third and final question, how can I be with him forever and ever? I believe that Guts is not only familiar with, but actively utilizes the concepts of progressive overload as they pertain to strength training to achieve his aforementioned superhuman conditioning and bodybuilder physique. Milo of Croton was a legendary wrestler in Greek antiquity. Famous for his brute strength and competitive achievements, Milo is often credited with being the godfather of progressive overload training. Famously, Milo would carry a young calf on his shoulders every day. When he began this process, the calf was small and light, but the calf grew heavier slowly over time. As the What? Come on, man. As the calf grew heavier and larger, Milo continued to carry the calf, who grew into a full-sized bull each and every day. This encapsulates the two core tenets of progressive overload. 1. Consistent training, and 2. Gradual increases in weight, repetitions, or other modalities of ramping up intensity. Progressive overload is scientifically recognized as the most well-researched and supported way to increase strength and muscular development. Of course, there are many ways to go about building strength and muscular development around that, but progressive overload is a consistent throughout most efficient and effective programming. The same core concepts that allowed Milo to whoop on greased-up Greek boys 2,600 years ago allow the broccoli haircutted freaks at your local gym to rip SARMs and outbench you. Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but nonetheless doing it like you love it. From Guts' first moments in the world of Berserk, born to a corpse of a hanged mother and adopted by a group of passing mercenaries, he had to fight to survive. He has been forced to grow stronger, physically, mentally, socioeconomically, to become the Black Swordsman. Guts does not only fight men, but apostles, demons, and other supernatural beings of immense power. Guts' relentless pursuit of strength in order to destroy his enemies and ultimately kill Griffith led him to a brutal training regimen. Even as far back as the Golden Age arc, we see Guts training with a weighted sword, cutting fucking logs in half with the sword, and generally dedicating himself to his physical fitness. As a child, we see Guts struggling to wield a man-sized sword, been there, sister, when he trains with Gambino. The others mock him for using a sword that is too heavy for his younger frame. However, he continues to train with the sword, practicing every day until he is able to deftly swing the steel. Into adulthood, Guts continues to focus on training with heavier and heavier swords, increasing the size and weight over time, adhering to the principles of progressive overload. Guts even adds weights to his sword when practicing with it, literally adding more weight over time to progressively overload the movement. Last but certainly not least, the swords Guts uses chronologically go from larger than one might expect to comically absurdly huge. He continues to up the scale of his weapon as his strength increases and the power of his enemies demands it. Consider the difference between the sword Guts uses in the Band of the Hawk with the Dragon Slayer that he uses today. Guts did not simply decide to go from a normal-sized sword to one that is the size of a surfboard overnight. Instead, he scaled up progressively, handling heavier and heavier weapons over years, until he had the strength and dexterity to wield the Dragon Slayer.
16 fucking strength. 10 dexterity. But don't level that up. You fucking...
Guts adheres to the concepts of progressive overload intentionally and with the knowledge that it is a reliable way to become stronger. He uses disciplined, consistent training methods while gradually increasing the intensity of that training to achieve his superhuman physical strength and abilities as a swordsman. The weights don't get lighter, you just get stronger. 200 pounds will always weigh 200 pounds. This is true of any problems we face in life. Responsibilities do not get any less daunting as we get older, but our ability to deal with them, our strength, increases. Human beings do not adapt in single leaps. They adapt over time. As life increases its burdens and its expectations, we have no choice but to go stronger and adapt. Young parents grow under the responsibility of caring for a child. Graduates grow under new expectations in their career. Guts adapts and grows when he opens up to loving and being loved by those around him, particularly Casca. While he was focused on his physical strength throughout his childhood and into his young adulthood, his brand, his love and responsibility to care for Casca, his wrath-driven goal of exacting revenge on Griffith and the Apostles, all of these things force Guts to take on more in his life. The fortitude and discipline Guts exemplifies in the face of incredible, unfathomable dangers takes an immense toll on his psyche. Even sleeping is a challenge for Guts, who demons hunt at night. One of the reasons that Guts is such an admirable character, despite his many shortcomings from a traditional, heroic standpoint, is that he continues to grow and consistently rage against a cruel world. You may not have been cursed to eternal damnation and sacrificed to torment in this and the next lifetime by the twink for whom you finally let your guard down, but it sure can feel like it sometimes. If you have been cursed to eternal damnation and sacrificed to torment in this and the next lifetime by the twink for whom you finally let your guard down, feel free to comment below. So the next time you have to overcome the eternal struggle of renewing your driver's license by waiting in line at the DMV, be sure to comment, "He just like me for real," on an Instagram post of Guts cutting off his own fucking arm to save the love of his life from getting killed. Something we have not yet discussed within Progressive Overload is the concept of rest and recovery. Oh, there you are, resting and recovering. Look at you. You deserve it. Anyways, Guts may not be a huge fan of resting, but he does utilize recovery strategically to grow stronger in the long term. After battles, we see him resting and healing from his wounds and exhaustion. Guts begrudgingly values rest when he is not training or in battle, and each time he comes back stronger. While we might not see Guts following a traditional rest and recovery protocol, his journey is a reminder that rest is as essential as the battle itself. Did Guts understand and utilize the concept of progressive overload? Absolutely he did. His journey is the ultimate testament to discipline, resilience, growth, and the strength that results from these sacrifices and relentless hard work in service of his dream. From wielding the Dragon Slayer to confronting demons both internal and external, Guts' story is a crystalline example of progressive overload in action. So the next time you go for a 5-pound PR on the leg extension machine, just remember that you are basically Guts. You truly are him. For real, for real. When you forget to bring your headphones to the gym, you're just like Guts trying to kill multiple gods through sheer willpower. He didn't have it easy, and neither do you, King. Or Queen.